and Mr. Woolf, just some questions about intangible drilling costs and depletion, write-offs and things like that versus the subsidies, like because you hear a lot about, well, picking winners and losers, but where do those things in the traditional fossil fuel sector, how do they pair up with what's going on as far as wind is concerned?
The issues you're talking about here are the percentage allowance depletion and the intangible drilling costs. Both of these are tax deductions, and they mostly affect the small independent producers. These are producers that are producing from marginal wells, and these deductions are helping them in terms of depreciation, in terms of the depletion allowance, and in terms of essentially R&D to be able to get to the oil or gas out of the marginal wells. A good portion of our oil and gas production comes from the independents. So we're trying to support this particular entity in terms of tax deductions. But these are similar to deductions that other businesses and manufacturing companies are getting in terms of depreciation, in terms of research and development. They're not individual things such as the production tax credit that one gets.
From the advanced energy economy's perspective, we wouldn't look at it as a credit for one subsidy or one technology versus another technology. What we're urging Congress to consider is a principled approach whereby we look at, the first question is innovation needed? Or is this a mature technology that no longer needs innovation? But if it is a technology where we want the country to go, where innovation is needed, then the second question is, what's the market-based goal? Once you establish that market-based goal, you know what you're shooting for, you have a vision for the future, and then it can automatically sunset when you reach that goal. I would apply that standard to all technologies, whether it's the existing permanent credits that the oil and gas industry enjoy or the one-year extensions that the wind guys have to fight for every year. I think we should have a neutral approach for all technologies. Think about what is our goal, and is this an innovation area that we should be investing in? Right, exactly. And I guess my thought, and I would certainly like to hear from you on this, is that as we talk a lot about being independent from being able to produce our own energy and trying to lessen our dependency on foreign oil. It would just seem like that an investment in wind and other things. I guess the technology that's driving a lot of the development, particularly in Texas, where I'm from. I know that many of the independents, when the big companies left those fields and the independents came back in, it was because of the technology that they used to bring us to the level where we're at now, to where now we're much higher up on the scale as far as producing oil. So doesn't it make sense, I guess, really to you, Ms. Hutzler, to invest in both of those so we can be more independent as a country?
I think it deals with how competitive these technologies are. If you take onshore wind, it's 30% more expensive than the cheapest generating technology, which is natural gas. And that's probably going to continue in the future because our natural gas prices are forecast to stay fairly low in the future. So it really depends on the competitiveness of the technology.
If I can respond, I would agree that in most markets, onshore wind is not cost competitive with natural gas. The conclusion that I draw from that is it's a sector that's ripe for innovation. Already over the last 20 years, onshore wind turbines' cost has come down 74%, according to Bloomberg New Energy Finance. It's an area where technological advances are going very, very quickly, and that's the only way you're going to get progress. I'm looking up at the quote over the Science Committee's dais here, where there's no vision, the people perish. If we only invest in the technologies that are currently competitive, we have no vision, we won't make progress.
Thank you.